Business 360 today will look at the top stories in the world of business. Consumers, companies paid 1 trillion naira tax in the first quarter of 2023 in Nigeria, according to Gola. Also, Microsoft Activision. US judge temporarily blocks $69 billion. Microsoft's $69 billion takeover of Activision Blizzard. The deal to buy the Call of Duty policy says the deal could substantially lessen competition in the sector. The FTC said that without a court order, the FTC has agreed that the deal would give Microsoft Xbox exclusive access to Activision games, leaving Nintendo consoles unseen. The International Labour Organization's assistant workforce was employed in jobs that do not align with their job by the Swedish presidency of the Council of the European Union. Can skill jobs mismatch. Higher income countries fare better than lower income skills and labor shortages, projecting a reduction to tackle the challenge. There was a need for the implementation businesses. Nigerian Business Outlook next. Consumer of 2023, according to the latest report by the National Bureau on the profit of company by the final consumer. According to the National Bureau of Statistics, the VAT. So talking about Nigerian details in the world of business. This was according to data released by the Organization of Petroleum Producing Countries, OPEC, barrels from 999,000 barrels recorded in April, 1,000 barrels to 1.15 million barrels per day, while Angola secured the third spot with 1.11 million barrels. OPEC revealed that a total global crude oil production stood recorded in Nigeria, Iran, and Angola. Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Coast reported in April. As a standing regarding oil production in Africa and the world. Position of a 0.5% import tax on goods as introduced in Finance Bill 2023. The Finance Bill 0.5% levy on goods imported into Nigeria from outside Africa, according to data from the National Bureau of Statistics. When a base tax of 0.5% was applied to total if the 0.5% import tax will be added to all goods. It would be a good time to Wednesday, June 14th, 2023, the economic calendar. According to economic calendar this morning, we came out for May at 2.5%. Previous standing was 2.6%. Came out for April at 0.2%. Previous standing was at a negative 0.3%. Let's look at further data releases in the day. Have been out, but let's look at the state of things in the data releases in the afternoon. Let's look at the expected data for the afternoon period. By 1:30 p.m. today, the producer price index month-on-month for May affects the market differently. Previous standing was at 0.2%. The actual standing for the month of May would be out by 1:30 p.m. Inflation at lowest since 2021 as fuel prices fall. Let's talk about U.S. economy. The annual inflation rate in the U.S. giving room for the Fed to pause rate hikes. Inflation reflects the overall increase in prices or the increase in the cost of living in a country. The new figure is less than half of June's 9.1% to 5.3%, the lowest since November 2021. Let's move to the chart and see the standings regarding decline, indicating positivity in the country. As of July 2022, inflation stood at 8.5%. It further declined to 4.9% as of April this year, and dropping to 4%. Consistent decline in the cost of commodities in the country and the strength of the Namibia rose to 6.3% in May 2023, up from in April, while accelerating for recreation and culture, miscellaneous goods and services, restaurants and hotels, after increasing by 0.4% in the prior month. Inflation rates in Namibia has seen its ups and downs, as I said, before dropping slowly to 7.1% in October 2022. Inflation, that level, afterwards dropping to 6.1% in April and 6.3%. Let's look at South Africa's mining output. As output rebounds in April 2023, after a downwardly revised 2.2% slump in the activity after 14 consecutive months of declines, with the largest positive contribution. On a seasonally adjusted monthly basis, mining production rose by 1.8% in still talking about the economy. Let's look at the state of things regarding the Bank of Uganda. 2023, its highest level since 2019, citing the aim to a more than 1 year low of 6.2% in May 2023, down from 8.4%, and that the bank expected that inflation would continue to decline in the 2023-2024 fiscal year, up from an standings regarding Uganda's interest rates of as at April 2022, interest rates standings in Uganda was slightly below 6.5% before moving higher July 2022 to above 6% against the state of inflation, which is the high price of commodity and weakness in the value in this break. Don't go anywhere. Okay. We'll be looking at the commodity markets, beginning with metal market, Bob borrowing costs. Bob Isino explains this. Let's hear from Bob. Apologies based on the weakness of that audio. But let's move to the market and see what the standings are. Increasing price for gold. Gold price this morning is $1,952 per ounce, gaining 8.9 points, a 0.46% appreciation 6 point this morning, a 1.5% appreciation. Current price for steel is $3,700. WTI crude futures fell towards $69 per barrel today, paring gains from the previous season after a surprise build in U.S. crude inventories rose by 1.024 million barrels last week, reversing from a 1.71 million barrels decrease. Also remain under pressure from rising global supply after OPEC Plus granted Russia a slightly higher oil production baseline, allowing it more output under the latest quarter Brent crude oil. Crude oil price this morning, U.S. crude, the West Texas Intermediate crude, is $70 per barrel, gaining 0.674 points, a 0.954% points rather, a 0.74% appreciation. Natural gas slightly downward, gasoline and oil market next. What the standings are for these commodities, talking about soybeans, $1,390 per bushel is the price of 92 points this morning, a negative 0.93% decline. Lumber, same story, but palm oil is gaining 47 points this morning. Current price for palm oil is... Let's also look at the foreign exchange market, the standings in the foreign exchange market, what the prices of these currency pairs at 0.7 point mark. For the pound against the US dollar is 1.26 point mark, going past the 1.25 mark yesterday in the market at the international and exchange window. Naira's performance against the US dollar. The US dollar current price is 462 Naira, equaling $1, the international equaling €1. The euro gaining 14.69 points, a massive one, a 2.96% appreciation. For Naira, a 3.14% appreciation for the pound. The Naira is struggling against the major at the international exchange window. Let's move to the power market and see if Naira will keep struggling at the same states comparatively. Well, the 750 Naira to $1. The pound to Naira is 946 Naira to £1 and 930 Naira to £1 at the selling rate in the black market. While looking at the fiat, let's also look at the digital currencies, cryptocurrencies, and see what the standings are for Bitcoin. Bitcoin, after dropping downward, has gained 90 points this morning, 25,937 US dollar equaling 1 Bitcoin, $745 US dollar equaling 1 Ether. That's the state of things regarding the crypto market. Asian equity market were mixed today as investors geared up for the Federal Reserve's policy decisions and data. Well, it makes a talking point all around the world, but still markets remain cautious. Shares in Australia, Japan, and mainland China advance, while South Korean and Hong Kong say. The NSE index surged about 4% to 58,164 on Tuesday. Its Central Bank Governor Godwin Emefiele late Friday, indicating another significant policy shift. The details in the market yesterday. Nigeria's capital market records 1.21 trillion naira gain in 10,369 deals, corresponding to market value of 19.225 billion naira we traded. The benchmark All-Share Index soared 2,232.58 billion. Market capitalization of stock exchange stood at 31.7 trillion naira. Let's look at the top gainers. Access Holdings led the gainers with 10% share price appreciation with an end-of-day price appreciation of 10% at 3 naira 60 kobo per share, while John Holt did quite good also. Let's talk about the top volume. This is where we draw the curtain in today's edition of Business 360. My name is Blyden Rukem. Thank you for watching.